Hello everybody, my name's Alex and I'm a physiotherapist from PhysioFunction and I'm going to be taking this level 3 different strokes exercise class today. So for anybody that is new here, level 3 classes are designed for individuals who have reasonably good movement in their affected leg but may have some restricted movement in their affected arm. The class is a combination of seated and standing, so for the standing make sure you've got something sturdy to hold on to. And also be aware it is a requirement that you have somebody to supervise you for safety. As always, you are completing this class at your own risk, so please complete things within your own ability. Only do things that feel good for your body. Never force or push into exercises. They should never feel painful. Always be aware of your risks as well, making sure you've got enough room around you at home and that you're always doing things safely within your limits. So we are going to be doing another movement flow today, but we're going to be focusing on the shoulders and particularly the shoulder blades. So we're going to start initially, as we have in the previous two classes, looking at our posture, activating our key core muscles, and we are then going to put them into a little movement flow. So I invite you initially to sit nice and tall in your chair. So I'm going to turn my chair to the side, just so you can check in and see my posture a bit easier. So sitting forward in your chair, away from the back if you can, I want you to firstly try and find what you feel like is your optimal posture for today. So let's just start by taking 3 nice big breaths in and out, really breathing into the base of your lungs, trying to fill them up all the way to the bottom. So big breath into your nose, filling up those lungs, front, side and back, and out through your mouth. Good, into your nose. You can always put your hands on your ribs to feel that expansion, and out through your mouth. In through your nose, and out through your mouth. Lovely. So let's check in with our posture. So firstly, like we've talked about in previous weeks, starting with our foundation, our base. So looking at our pelvis. I invite you now just to rock forward and back on your pelvis. So as we talked about in previous weeks, imagining that bowl of water tipping away from you, back towards you, feeling the weight move from the front of your sit bones to the back, just rocking forward and backward. And those little pelvic tilts. Starting to bring some awareness to your tummy muscles. And then just stopping where you feel the middle is. Let's next check in with our shoulder blades. So trying to really think about those shoulder blades sitting back and down on the ribs. So it's not a big movement. You shouldn't be squeezing your shoulders up here or back, right back here. But just thinking about those shoulder blades, so those flat bones that sit on your ribs at the back, just gently sliding together and down towards your back pockets. So a really subtle movement. Feeling a bit of an opening across your chest. So let's just practice some shoulder blade setting here. So we're going to squeeze those shoulder blades gently back and down. Now making sure we're not popping these ribs forward at the front. We're keeping that nice neutral pelvis which we found, and then we're relaxing. And again, let's squeeze those shoulder blades back and down, keeping that lovely neutral pelvis that we found at the start, and relax. And again, squeeze shoulder blades back and down, feeling that activity around the lowest middle of your shoulder blades, and relax. And again, squeeze back and down. Good. And relax. Back and down. Feel that widening across your collarbones. That activity around those shoulder blades. Really pay attention and relax to those shoulder blades moving back and down. Feel them sliding on your ribs if you can. Trying to make left and right side work equally. and then relax. Now try and gently think about squeezing them back and down. It shouldn't be forced, but we're just trying to find that opening across our chest to follow on from our nice neutral pelvis. And then lastly, I want you to think about tucking that chin in ever so slightly, as if you're lifting up from your throat. So you're not tucking your chin down, your head isn't looking up. We're thinking about just gently lifting from our throat to feel that length coming up through the back of our neck. Imagining someone's got a hot air balloon tied to the top of your head and they're pulling you up nice and straight. So here we've found our lovely neutral posture. Now we're going to start to bring some activity to those key core muscles that help us support this posture. So we're going to work on activating our bottom muscles, our glutes, and our core muscles to help us support this nice neutral alignment that we've just found. So we're going to start and do our glutes in a slightly different way today. So we're going to have our left leg back and our right leg forward. I want you to think about gently pushing that left leg down into the ground while you squeeze your bottom muscles, hold and relax. Push down, squeeze, hold and relax. Now you can see that I do a slight movement up and down, so that's just from that clenching of those those bottom muscles. I'm trying to push my left foot down into the ground while I'm doing it. So I'm pushing my heel down on the left into the ground while squeezing my bottom muscles and then relaxing. So let's continue here, holding for a few seconds each time. So you're pushing down, you're holding and relaxing. Pushing down and holding and relaxing. Good. Push down and hold and relax. And again, push down and hold. Relax. Let's do one more this side. Lovely. Then we're going to change legs. Right leg back, left leg forward. Pushing down with that right heel into the ground while squeezing your bottom. So really bringing your attention to these bottom muscles. Push down as you squeeze and relax. Push that right heel down, squeeze. Feel that light lifting off your chair. So you're not actually lifting your bottom up, but you'll feel as if your body is lifting up a slight amount and relax. Good. Keep squeezing, pushing down and relax. And again. Good. Keep going. And relax. Good. Push down. Relax. Push down. Relax. One more. Relax. Lovely. Bring those feet back nice and equal underneath your knees, hip width apart. Let's reach our hands out in front of us. So if you need to support your affected hands, you can do. We're going to firstly start by stretching our left wrist. So if you take the fingers where they meet the palm, so making sure you're supporting them with the flat hand, we're going to pull back for a wrist stretch. Now you can do this resting on your lap, or if you have the ability and the strength in your arm, you could do it sitting forward. We're not pulling back on the little joints of our fingers. You're only going to where it feels like a stretch for you, so it shouldn't be painful. It might be an uncomfortable stretch, but it shouldn't be painful. Keep holding that lovely posture, and then we're going to change sides. So we're going to take the right fingers where they meet the palm, pull back for a wrist stretch. Again, hand could be down here. If you don't have the ability to use your affected side to support it, you could ask your assistant to help you, or alternatively, you could use your hand on the outer side of your thigh or a table in front to help support that stretch. Good. And let's try opening and closing those hands a few times now. Again, they can be in front of you if you have the ability, or just lifting as high as you can. They could be down on your lap. You could have one down, one up, one supported on the arm of your chair. Just doing whatever is available to you. So really opening and closing those fingers, spreading them as wide as you can. Good. And let's see now if we can bring our wrists down and up. Again, if you don't have the ability in your affected arm to hold your arm out in front, you could have your hand rested on the arm of your chair. So you could do it like this with your affected arm supported. Lovely. And let's make some circles now. So again, just moving as much as you can on your affected side. Arm can be supported, arm can be out in front and change direction. Lovely, and rest those hands down. So we're going to come into an abdominal exercise. So for this one, I'm going to get you to grab a pillow, okay? You can have a folded pillow, you could have a towel, something rolled up. I just want something that you can place between your knees, that you can give a bit of a squeeze. It wants to be big enough so that your legs can be pretty much about hip width apart. You don't want it so your knees are really close together. Okay, but just finding what you have. If you don't have anything, that's fine. Just ignore the bit about squeezing. So again, finding that nice neutral posture. Pelvis is neutral, shoulder blades back and down, neck is long. Let's start by doing some squeezes onto that pillow. So we're going to, at the same time, think about gently drawing our tummy muscles back and in. If you don't have a pillow, just think about the tummy muscles. So draw tummy muscles back and in while we squeeze. And then relax. Okay, we're going to take a breath in this time. Breathe out as you squeeze and draw your tummy in. And relax. Big inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Draw your tummy in. Good. And relax. Big inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the pillow, draw your tummy in. Good, and relax. We're going to add on. Have your hands across your chest. You can have them supported. You're going to do a big breath in again. We're going to exhale. We're going to squeeze, draw tummy in, and twist from the waist to the left, using those tummy muscles. Hold that there, drawing everything into center. You can breathe here, just keep that tummy muscle working, return back to the middle, relax your breath, relax the squeeze slightly. Big breath in, breathe out. We're going to squeeze, draw tummy in, twist a couple of inches to the right. So really using these tummy muscles now. Back to center. Good. One more each way. Big breath in, breathe out. As you turn to the left, tummy muscles drawn in. Really keeping that nice upright posture. Return to center, relax slightly. Inhale, exhale, squeeze, rotate to the right. Everything drawn in. Lovely. Return to center. One more add-on here. Big breath in. As you exhale, we're squeezing the pillow, tummy's drawn in, rotating to the left. Let's reach our hands over to the left this time. You can support your affected arm. Return your hands to your chest, return to center. Inhale, exhale, squeeze the pillow, turn to the right, then reach those hands over to the right. Everything's drawn into center. Back to the middle. Return. Good. Let's do one more each way. Big breath in. Breathe out. Squeeze the pillow. Twist to the left. Reach those arms over. You're reaching on a diagonal. Really feeling that connection to your tummy. Arms back in. Return to center. Relax your breath. Big inhale. Exhale as you turn to the right, squeeze the pillow, reach those hands forward. Lovely. Hands back to the middle, return to center and relax. Lovely. You can lose the pillow now. Let's just do a few exercises just to mobilize our back before we go into our flow. Hands on your knees. Let's grow tall, coming into a cat-cow here. So coming into your cow, you're going to draw those shoulder blades back and down. Really sitting tall, gentle softening of your chest. And then we're going to round our back, draw tummy in, option to drop your head, coming into our cat. Again, grow tall, pull the elbows back, squeeze shoulder blades back together. Reach your arms forward.
to round, tummy in, drawing into that cat rather. One more here, shoulders back and down, opening that chest, and reach those hands forward as you round into your cat. Find that nice neutral position. Just adding one more exercise for your thoracic. So this is quite a nice one if you get quite stiff. Okay, so let's have our left hand on our left knee. We're going to reach our right arm out to the side. Now, if you can't do this, I just want you to think about turning from your right shoulder to feel that rotation. Then we're going to thread that right arm through. Now, again, if you don't have the movement with your arm, I want you to think about just turning from your shoulder and then trying to bring your shoulder down towards that opposite knee. It doesn't have to touch it, but we're just getting that same rotation motion. So we're opening and then we're threading. Nice bit of rotation. Tummy is staying active. So one more here and thread. Good, and then we're going to change sides. So right hand on right knee, left arm reaches up and over, opening that chest, and then threading through the arm. So imagine your arm's the needle, or your arm's the thread. This is the needle hole, the needle eye. And we're going to open and thread. Feel that rotation at your spine. Just really gentle here, nothing's forced. And through. Fantastic. So we're going to move into our standing flow. So I'll get you to start holding on to your support. Okay, we're just going to do a little modified sun salutation like we have in the previous weeks, and then we'll go into our flow. So standing nice and tall, feet hip width apart, finding that nice neutral posture. So feeling those glutes engaged, feeling the tummy engaged, shoulders back and down. Weight is equal through both of your feet. So really be aware and feel the ground beneath your feet. Feel the weight through both of your legs. You can always do a slight sway left to right. And then just trying to stop in the middle where you feel equal weight through left and right leg. If you've got the balance, you could always have your hands down by your side, trying to turn those palms facing forward. Lovely. Okay, you can have one hand on the chair. Big inhale as you reach your left arm up. Exhale as you forward fold. So you're going to bring that hand down to the chair and just gently forward fold. Using this for support. You can always have your feet step back a little bit if you would like. Come back up to standing. We're going to step our left leg forward. You're going to inhale as we reach our left arm forward and up again. You're just reaching your left arm as high as you can, okay? This is your affected side. You don't even have to lift it if you can't, okay? Just doing what you can. Return your hand back to the chair. Step that left foot back again, so feet are equal. Let's do our mini push-up. So we're just lowering our chest to the chair and then pushing up through our hands. Step your feet forward and think about pulling those elbows back, squeezing shoulders back and down for that cobra. Relax here. We're going to step those feet back and come into our modified downward dog. So you're sitting your bottom back, you're keeping that tummy drawn in, knees can be soft, you can be here. It doesn't matter where you are, just go with whatever feels comfortable for your arms. Grow nice and tall. Let's step that right foot forward this time. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Take a big breath here. This is a good balance challenge. Lower that right hand, step your feet back together. Little push up, so you can have your hands supporting each other wherever is comfortable for you. Bend your elbows as you lower your chest towards the bench. Push through those hands to push yourself back up. Step your feet forward slightly as you draw those elbows back together, shoulder blades back together, feeling that activation between your shoulder blades. And then relax. Step back. Feet are even. Sit your bottom back, keeping your back straight for that downward dog. Now keep some weight through your hands, weight through your feet. Again, you're only moving to where is comfortable for your shoulders. Okay, so that could be up here with a little bend. Step your feet back to the start, feet hip width, and stand nice and tall. So you can again stand with your hands by your side, palms facing forward for a balance challenge. Really feeling that weight in the middle. Good. Okay, so coming into our first little sequence, we're going to step our right leg back into this split stance position. Now you can have both heels down, or you can have your back heel slightly up. Both knees can be soft, but try and think about keeping your hip bones facing forward. Now, let's try and see if we can reach our right arm up. So that's going to be quite a balance challenge. That's too tricky. Keep both hands down, but just try and make them as light as you can. We're going to hold here. I really want you to think about that right glute engaging. Good. Now, if you can here, okay, so we're in this position, holding the chair in front. Can you bring your right arm into this goalpost position, okay? So think about really squeezing your shoulders back and down. Again, this is your affected arm and you can't lift. I want you to just think about really squeezing your shoulder blade back and down on that side, on both sides. So really squeezing the shoulder blades back together, hand up in this position if you can have it. This is a really good balance challenge. It's good for those shoulder muscles. Good. Now this time we're going to place our right hand on the chair, okay? And we're going to try and bring our left arm up and out to the side. So a bit of a twist happening here. Again, if you can't reach your left arm up, I just want you to turn and try and open your chest to the left side. So all of this really working on our balance. Good. Let's return both our hands to the chair and step our feet back together. Now with the split stance here, the closer your feet are together, the easier it is. And the further away they are, the harder. So pick somewhere that's a challenge for you. So not too easy, but it's also achievable and safe with the movements. Okay, so feet are back together. I want you to now have your hands on the chair or the table, whatever support you have in front. Okay, feel some weight down through both of your hands. If you need to assist your affected hand to hold onto the chair, then you can have one hand over the other. We're just going to focus a bit now on our shoulder blades and the movement of our shoulder blades, and also activating the muscles that stabilize our shoulder. If we can activate and stabilize those shoulder muscles, it will help us with more efficient movement of our arms. So I want you to think about, without bending and straightening your elbows, so elbows are trying to be straight, we're going to think about pushing the chair away. Now really rounding our shoulder blades away from one another. So you were trying to think about these shoulder blades, feeling them move away from one another. And then in a moment, we're going to try and think about bringing them back together. So we've moved them away. Now keeping elbows straight, let's soften the chest towards the chair, shoulder blades back and down. So notice how I keep my arms straight. You can see I'm moving from my shoulders. So my shoulder blades are moving away from one another, back towards one another. So we're just going to move forward and backward here. Soften the chest slightly, shoulder blades back and down, but I'm really keeping contained in my core and then pushing away, shoulder blades round. Keeping a bit of weight, we're going to shoulder blades back together, keep those elbows straight, push them away from one another. Let's do one more here. Shoulder blades back and down. Push them away from one another. Lovely. Okay, let's step those legs back. Now, keeping the weight to your hands, sit your bottom back just as far as comfortable for this downward dog. So really keep that engagement drawn up through your tummy. Take a nice big breath in and out here. We can always add some alternate heel lifts if you would like to. Add a bit of a challenge. Good. Lovely. Bottom back in. Let's step forward. Extra balance challenge here. If you can do this without holding on, then you can. If not, you can just do your left arm initially. We'll do the right arm next time. We're going to palms facing forward, squeeze those shoulder blades back and down as we reach those hands back. Again, really bringing that activation to those shoulder muscles. Again, notice how I'm not losing my chest forward. I'm trying to keep my tummy working. And then bring those hands back to the chair. We're going to do the other side. So this time we're going to step our left leg back, right leg forward. You can have, if you're a bigger step, you can have the back heel off the ground, both knees soft, okay? We're keeping those hip bones facing forward. Or if that's a bit tricky, you can just be in this split stance position wherever is comfortable for you. The wider apart your feet, the easier as well. We're aiming for about hip width apart. Inhale, let's reach that left arm forward and up now. Feel that length and opening through that left side body. If this isn't available for you, you can just reach that arm up to where's possible, or just really think about squeezing that left shoulder back. If it's available, let's come into that goal post on the left. So we're in this position. Really squeeze those shoulder blades back and down together. If this isn't available, we're just working on squeezing those shoulder blades back together here. Big breath in and out. Lovely. Left hand comes to the chair. Right arm reaches up and back. If this isn't available, we're just opening that shoulder on the right towards the right side. So getting that gentle twist at your waist, tummy is active. Let's take a big breath in and out here. And then bring that hand back to the chair. Feet come back nice and equally, moving on to those shoulder blade movements. Hands are on the chair, feeling some weight through those arms. And then also thinking about trying to straighten those elbows as much as you can. Remember, you could be supporting your affected arm. Push away. So push through your hands. So feel those shoulder blades move away from your spine, away from one another. And then keeping the elbows straight. Feel those shoulder blades move back and down together. So chest is moving slightly closer. But we're keeping everything in a nice straight line. Push the chair of support away, shoulder blades move away from one another, then feel them move back towards each other, squeezing them back and down, elbows are staying straight. They're not a big movement, so keep moving forward and back here. Good. Do a couple more. Really feeling that activity in those shoulder blades. Good. And then let's step those feet back, keeping your back straight. Stick your bottom back as if you're shutting a drawer. Tummy's in for that downward dog. So tummy's drawn in. If you want, you can add those heel lifts. Sit, being aware of that weight moving side to side. Good. And then let's step our feet back in. And we're going to do a locus on the right. So if you're holding on with one hand for support, we've got right palm facing forward, squeezing those shoulders back together. If you can hold on without support and want that balance challenge, then we're squeezing both shoulders back together, trying to turn those palms forward. Shoulder blades back and down. Arms moving back a little bit, opening up that chest. Really feeling that activity around your shoulder blades. And then relax. Fantastic. Come back down to a seated position in your own time. And let's just finish here with some nice big breaths in and out. So really thinking about that 360 breath. So we're breathing into the base of our lungs, so right down to the bottom part of our ribs, but not just the front. Think about breathing into the side and the back of your ribs as well. So you're feeling everything expand in this 360 degrees motion, okay? This really helps. Not only is it really good for us, we need to use our lungs properly, and it helps, obviously if you're sat down, it helps prevent you getting any sort of chest infections and things. But then also, it can really help if you're particularly stiff, especially on your affected side. It can help add a bit of active stretching around that part of your ribs. So really big breath in, right to the base of your lungs. Forward, back and front, and then out through your mouth. Let's do 2 more. Feel free to shrug your shoulders up as you breathe in. And then let everything go as you breathe out. Good. 1 more. Big breath in. And out. Lovely. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this level 3 different stroke exercise class. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any feedback or comments, please leave them below. Give us a thumbs up if you've done this class and you've enjoyed it. And I hope to see you all next week. Remember, there's loads of other classes on the Different Strokes Facebook group and YouTube page, so please check them out. We do recommend that you do at least another 2 to 4 classes a week to really get the most out of them. And add towards those 150 minutes worth of moderate intensity exercise per week. So have a look at them and check them out. Thank you again. I hope to see you all again next week. Bye.